Chris Gunzz here with two-time lightweight champion Julio the Kid Diaz. And Julio, September 12th is the day. You'll be back in the ring for your rematch with Shawn Porter. A lot of people think you won the first fight. Even Golden Boy Promotions told you that they think you won the fight. And despite it being called a draw, you got a fight with Amir Khan in England in April, and you dropped him and hurt him a few times. You didn't leave England with the win, but you left with a lot of respect. Why do you need this fight? Why a rematch with Shawn and not someone else?
You know what? Actually, this was a fight that was available for me. You know, it wasn't really a fight that I was asking for or looking for, but but I definitely I feel like it's a good fight, a good time for me right now. Since I feel like I gotta finish what I started. I came back, and we took on an undefeated Porter. In my position was supposed to be the stepping stone, and I told you before, and I told everybody, I have to prove that I'm not just going to be a stepping stone. I still got what it takes to perform at this level. And here I go, I proved it again with Amir Khan, Didn't get the win, but I think I made a good showing. And I guess I'm, slowly, little by little, I'm getting the confidence back of the fans and the critics. I'm just trying to make some noise, slowly but surely. That's all I'm trying to do, And I think finishing off Porter just confirms that I'm back where I want to be.
Yeah, and you had to convince yourself before you convinced everyone else, and I think people are starting to see that you are back and you're for real and to be taken serious at welterweight. But rewind the clock back to the first fight with Shawn Porter. I heard you say that you were iffy going into the fight. You still had doubts about yourself at the time. Describe the doubts. What did you question about yourself?
Yeah, just so you get an idea of what's going through a fighter, not just myself, a fighter at the point where I was when the first time around that Porter got me. You come from being knocked out. You're walking in a fight where they're ready to throw you to the dumpster. You're supposed to be done. You hear it all over, all of the commentators. You hear it. You read it every time you go online. You hear it. Diaz is gonna get hurt. He should retire. He's a washed-up fighter, and the whole world is telling you you're done. So you're walking in the ring, with all that weight on your head and all these little voices telling you that you don't got it no more. So I gotta first win that fight, get past that right there, and stay focused and convince myself, and that I still got it. So it's a fight within myself first, and then performing in the ring when you got the little butterflies, about, man, how am I going to react when I take a punch? I just got knocked out. How am I going to react at 147 with bigger punches? How am I going to feel? Am I really done? Do I still got it? All that stuff is going through you. So, so that's what stressed out Julio Diaz that Shawn Porter got the first time around.
Yeah,
the difference is that, my confidence level was better. Now I stand taller. People ain't putting me down no more as they used to before. Now I'm walking in more proud,
Mm-hmm.
and I already know that my body responds to me. I won't get rocked. I don't get buckled. I've been hit already by Porter, by Amir Khan, by Arad, and by Sanchez. 4 fights, I haven't even been rocked at all. And I've been strong. So now I'm going to take it to Porter. I'm telling you, Porter has a much harder fight this time around, and it's a totally different Julio now. Now, they give me a chance to fly, and I'm already flying. It's going to be hard for them to bring me down.
Yeah. What happened in the first fight that you could improve on from a skills perspective? Or is it just...
the first fight I was very iffy and very shaky about everything, and I was always a step behind because I was thinking about everything too much because I had that concern and being too cautious, and like I said, this time around, I already know and I feel that my preparation, my activity more than anything, is my 4th fight in a year, and my activity itself. All that comes in play, and all that going to help me. My timing's there, my accuracy, my stamina, because of the activity, But more than anything, my confidence level is just far superior than it was the first time around.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday about the fight, and they didn't know who was going to win the fight when I asked them, but they said that if you accelerate more and you take control of the fight and you go in there like the boss, that you'll have an easier time with Shawn. Do you think that maybe you've been fighting kind of like to the level of your opponent and not being the boss in there and not being the leader? Is that something that you're thinking that you're going to work on?
Yeah, you're 100% right. See, but that comes with the territory. Like in the situation that I was, what I just mentioned, that I was, my confidence was brought down a little bit, because I had just been KO'd and my performances weren't what I wanted them to be. So I was getting a feel for these guys too much, giving them too much respect, getting to their level. And after 4 or 5 rounds, I was like, wait a minute, I got this, and just go get it. That's what with Porter, you see in the second half of the fight, I stepped away from my hands. I had him already. And then with Amir Khan, the same thing. I started off very cautious, and it wasn't cautious towards him, it was about myself. And once I saw, wait a minute, I'm fine. Why am I giving these guys too much respect? Take it to him. And again, with Amir Khan, I just ran out of time. I gave him hell the second half of the fight, and I was in control. And now, the difference this time, I'm not going to be being cautious anymore. I already know, I already confirmed to myself that, my body can respond to me, whatever I need it and whatever I ask it to do. So I'm just going to, get out from the beginning and do my fight.
And boxing is a big part of boxing is a mental game. You mentioned how you get frustrated when you think about how a win over Amir would have put you in a title fight. Do you think that mentally, as Shawn was watching you fight Amir in England, do you think he had the same feelings? Like it could have been him there and maybe he wants to do the same thing you're planning to do in this fight?
Yeah, it could be. Like I said, everybody could play that mental game, but you got to be a strong-minded person and really believe what you're thinking, I could believe, I'm going to knock out Porter, but deep down, if you're questioning it, you don't really feel it, it don't come from within, you're just trying to lie to yourself, come on. You can't fool nobody. You can tell when somebody has that confidence level. And that's what happens with every fighter. Once, they stumble a little bit, they run into trouble, it does something to you. It takes a while to get you back and play. Like this weekend, Abner Mares, he just fought for his first KO. That's going to take a lot from him for a while,
Yeah.
It's a mind game with you, and not the physical part, or it's just a mental part. It's just the game, He's going to be more cautious now. He's going to, he's going to think a lot more about everything he does. It's going to cause him to be a little step behind because he's worried too much, and I don't care who it is, it does something to you.
Yeah. And how do you think that the whole thing's going to change Shawn's game plan? Do you think do you think about what he might do different, or do you just let it play out as it does? I heard him say that he wants to take it to you more and be more in control and go to the body more, and it sounds like more like he wants to fight and not run and try to box and stuff. Do you even think about that, or do you just go there and?
For a bit I did. But the way I see it, the first time around, he started running away. He was literally running away from me and just running around the ring, playing it safe. That didn't go too well for him. That didn't look too good for him. And that's actually when I started having a little trouble because I couldn't catch him. He was running away too much. But now he wants to prove something. I think it's going to benefit me. I'm the older fighter. I'm just a step behind him. And, if he stays and he comes at me, that's just my fight. So I'm hoping he does, I'm hoping he stays and bang with me. And, it'll come out to be a better fight, for the fans and for the public. And I know a rugged fight like that, if it goes to deep water, I know I'll win that fight hands down. He will not last with me if it comes down to banging. So I hope he brings it.
Yeah, and obviously you had the ability to hurt Amir Khan. You could have knocked him out everyone there saw the possibilities. Every time you threw a punch and landed it, you seemed to put him on wobbly legs. Did you feel like you had the ability to hurt Shawn the same way? Did you feel like?
Definitely. I think it was the 7th or 8th round. I saw him hurt, and that's when he got on the horse and just started, just staying away from me. And, I was a bit rusty. I could have done things different. I should have cut the ring a lot more. I was following him instead of cutting the ring. I should have applied a little more pressure. But like I said, in this time around, due to the activity I've had now, I'm on point now. All those little mistakes that I made the first time around, we've been trying to correct them, and I think it's going to be a very interesting fight. Especially being a rematch. I'm curious to see what changes he's going to make, and we know what changes I'm going to make, but I got the upper hand because of the experience. Any changes he makes, I'm sure I've been there and I've seen him. There's nothing that he could bring that I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm. And how's training going? Your brother Joel's getting busier and busier, picking up more and more fighters coming to his gym and stuff. Who you sparring with to prepare you for this fight with Shawn Porter?
We got some rounds in with Tim Bradley. We got another guy, Deshaun Johnson. We got some other tough guys. Just putting the pressure on me. We got a few different styles. Some pressure, some power hitters. We mix it up a little bit of everything. And everything's going as planned.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for this. I just felt I've had 2 fights that just slipped out of my fingers, and this third time I can just grab it.
Yeah, and it's a big fight weekend, 3.5-hour card where you headline. Also on the card is Badu Jack going against Marco Antonio Parabon and Julian Williams going against Hugo Centeno. How exciting is it to be in Vegas for the big Mayweather-Canelo card and being a part of it?
Oh, it's very exciting. I said it from the beginning, right when I saw that weekend, and I didn't know they were going to have other cards that weekend, but I was like, man, imagine being on that card. It's just perfect weekend to be a boxer in Vegas, And sure enough, we landed I landed my own card there at the MGM. So, that just adds to the motivation and the excitement, to perform, and it's going to be very, I think just the whole vibe there in Vegas is going to be very live, and and all that for all fighters to perform even better. All eyes will be on you. It'll be very busy.
Yeah, and 2 days later is the big fight. What do you think of that fight? Is Canelo ready for Floyd?
To be honest, man, I think Mayweather shouldn't have a problem. Mayweather's just a superior fighter. It's nothing against Canelo. Canelo's a great fighter also, but it's Mayweather, the one that has so much talent for his own good.
Yeah, and 2 weeks ago they had the 30-day weigh-in, 30 days to the fight, and Canelo came in over 166 with 30 days to go. How hard do you think it'll be in these last 2 weeks to try to make 152, which is the contracted weight? Think he'll have problems at all? He looked pretty ripped already at 166.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy. And he's gonna have his work cut out right there just with the scale. And like I say, he's a thick boy, and it'll take a toll. He'll feel it. He's gonna have to crunch down a bit and struggle a little bit for that weight. It's just a matter of how they're gonna do it. If they do it the right way, or they just suffer the body. But all that comes in play. Some people think Mayweather's too small because he's coming up and stuff, but I always see it different. I see it as an advantage. It's not a bad thing. Mayweather's healthy. His body's just, natural and strong, and all that helps you, Yeah, maybe Canelo will be a bigger guy, but he loses a lot. You leave a lot on the scale to come down to that weight. So what good is it to be the bigger guy if you don't got the energy or the strength to use it,
Yep. And 17 years we watched Floyd. You're from a boxing family, and you're a lifer in the game. I'm sure you thought about what your game plan would be if you were to fight Floyd ever. If you were in Canelo's corner, what would you tell him to do? What are the keys to victory for Canelo?
I don't know. It's interesting. You say that because I've seen his fights a lot, and I'm always as a fighter. I'm like, okay, what would I do? What would I do? You know what? I just gave up a long time ago. I just, I've seen everybody do the plan I had, and it don't work. I'm telling you, Mayweather is just, they're just that guy's just too good. I mean, his speed on his feet, speed on his hands, his reflexes are fast. He has a complicated defensive style. He's very accurate. And to top it off, he's very disciplined and works hard. And he's still hungry, as wealthy as he is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And this guy's confidence, his ego is just so high, and he's cocky, and all that makes him even better. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not a very big Mayweather fan, and I'm also I'm not against him. I just respect he's a great fighter, and people want to see him get beat, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not on our.
That's respect. And for a fight that could headline any other card except this one, Lucas versus Danny Garcia. What do you think of that one?
Well, I'm very excited for the fight. I think, honestly, Lucas Matisse might catch Danny in one of those exchanges. I think he'll catch him and he'll hurt him. So I got Lucas Matisse on this one.
Yeah. So if you were in Danny's corner, what would the game plan be?
I would try to be smart and just try to counter this guy and outbox him. Don't stay in the pocket and exchange punches with him.